So Fernando, you made it to your 21st season in Formula One. Are you ready to get going again?
Yeah, it feels always the same. It feels always exciting, and yeah, looking forward to jump in the car, see how it feels, and obviously when you get to Bahrain, first qualifying, compared to all your competitors there, and see what is the performance of the car. But yeah, it's quite emotional always the first day.
Looking at your social media over the winter, it looks like you had the best time, did a load of driving, just living your best life. What was it like?
Yeah, I did a lot of driving always on my free time. I try to keep driving go-karts, DTM. I had some good experiences there with passengers, and it was good fun. And lately also I bought a car cross, so into rally a little bit, and yeah, it's always good to keep active. You know, I think the brain, all the senses awake in winter, and then spending time with my family, which obviously when the season starts, you will not see anybody for 10 months. So yeah, it was very much needed.
So that DTM car, that's yours. Do you enjoy it as much when you're driving or just given the passenger rides?
Both. I had fun because I think that car is the 2019, so it's the old class 1, which is still a lot of downforce and good time lap. So for me, it's really quite impressive, the performance, and for the passenger, it's double impressive probably.
Yeah, I bet. How was your off-season generally? Was it important for you to switch off from Formula One, or do you just love racing so much you don't need to do that?
Yeah, I did switch off, especially in December. In January, I think everything starts again. You start with the training regime, with the physiotherapists, with the trainers. You start getting into the mood. But in December, I had good holidays. I was in the Middle East most of the month, and then Christmas at home in Spain. So yeah, time to switch off, and it's needed with this kind of calendars that we have now, 24 races. You need also some time off.
You look super fit. Do you feel fitter than ever?
I do. I think I was training a little bit more specific this year into some of the weak areas that you identify during the season. Change a little bit the nutrition as well. We have a nutritionist now in the team. So yeah, small always changes to learn from the previous season, what you lack in terms of preparation, not only physically, also mentally, and every year to be a little bit fitter, a little bit more ready, and is what I feel now.
And do you feel like you have to work harder now that you're into your 40s?
I don't know. I think I have a strange relationship with training and physical preparation into Formula One. I think the F1 that I drove at the beginning of my career, they were more physical, they were more demanding for the drivers, so I feel in a way easier now. Even when we hit the track and we do 150 laps on the first day of testing, I'm not too tired, let's say, comparing the 100 laps that I was doing 15 years ago. So on that regard, it's a little bit less demanding, but I'm a little bit older, so every time that I train, or every long exercise I do, or every tennis match I play, I have a little bit more. I need more time to really recover 100% from that effort. So, but as I said, I think I'm learning also from myself, and I know myself better than ever now. So I think I can get to new heights every year in terms of preparation.
Now let's talk about the 24 car. Does it feel fast? Does it look fast?
I saw the car, it looks fast. I think eventually all the cars, they look similar, because with the restrictions in terms of creativity in the regulations as we have now, they will converge eventually into a similar cars with different colors, but there are small details, in the outside, but also on the inside of the bodywork that they've been quite developed, and the team was working hard for months. So yeah, I'm proud of the job done inside the Aston Martin factory, and now hopefully it's fast as well.
When you're talking to people in the factory, the engineers, the guys and girls just working around here, do they give you the impression that this year is going to be a step forward? Well,
I think last year the step was so big in winter that everyone was so excited to see the results, and the numbers, they look actually too good to be true. And then we confirmed in Bahrain that they were actually, the real numbers, and we were on the podium in race 1, and that was a little bit unexpected. We knew that it was difficult to have that kind of jump and that kind of a step in this winter, because the baseline was already quite good in 2023. But I think we still found a lot of performance in the car in some of the areas that we thought that we were weak last year. But yeah, Formula One is so demanding and so competitive. So even if we are happy with our work, I think we have to wait and see what the others they found over winter.
The team started last season well, had that dip, and then they had a really strong end to the year. Do you think that the team has kind of learned enough from that to ensure that hopefully this year it's just a bit more consistent?
We hope so. I think last year it was tricky in that regard. We were a little bit inconsistent. We were discovering things about the car that it was a little bit of a surprise in the middle of the year, and we dropped a little bit of performance. We understood some of the directions that we took in terms of development, that they were maybe not the right path. So I think the team has much more knowledge this year in the areas that we need to develop and in which direction we have to go. So I'm more confident.
You've always been a driver who gives feedback to the team, spends a lot of time at the factory. Are you still playing that significant role here at Aston?
Absolutely. I think the driver has a huge role into winter now. There are such a restriction in terms of testing, only 3 days in Bahrain, which means only 1 day and a half for each driver before the World Championship starts. So all over winter, when you are at the simulator or when you are at the factory, it is important to feedback the engineers, all the design office, what you felt maybe in race 11, so 3 months or 4 months before, what you felt, what you need, and make sure that problem or that concern is already in place now.
Now, January has been a busy month for news. What did you make of that Lewis move to Ferrari for 2025?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I was surprised, I guess, because I always thought that maybe Mercedes was the final team for Lewis, and he said many times that it was the Mercedes and only one team in his career. So I was surprised, but yeah, I guess there were some reasons behind that he will develop if he wants, and yeah, we will keep an eye. This year is going to be interesting, especially with the full season into Mercedes, knowing that he will change team. That will be interesting to see.
Now, I think you had one season at a team before you were going to move to another team. So how did you find that balance of kind of giving everything to the team you were with and then kind of trying to keep an eye on the team that you were moving to for the following year?
Yeah, it is. I think for the driver it's less of a thing, because you close the visor and you are a very competitive person, and you just give 100% in every race because you want to win, and you want to overtake the guy in front, and you want to defend from the guy behind. So there are a lot of things going on into the race weekend that you cannot think 1 day ahead. But I think for the team is different, knowing that you will leave at the end of the year. I think from, April or May, there are a lot of things going on that it will go into next year's car and things like that. So you are not involved in that process. And there is a little bit of a strange relationship.
When there's an opportunity in 2025 at one of the big teams, does that mean that you want to kind of make your decision about what you're doing in 2025? Because obviously your contract's up at the end of the year, sooner rather than later.
Well, it's something that I'm not thinking at the moment. There are so many things going on already with the first days on the car, and the winter testing being so short, so intense that you need to do everything in 1 day and a half. But yeah, I'm aware at the same time that the driver market started a little bit earlier this year. Instead of summertime, it's already in March, and there are not world champions available. Lewis in Ferrari and Max in Red Bull. Probably I'm the only one free of contract for next year. So Yeah, I'm not too interested now, but I'm aware of the situation, yes.
You're driving really strongly, you feel really strong physically and mentally, and you're in demand from a lot of teams on the grid. So you must feel like you're in a pretty good spot right now.
I'm in a good spot for sure. I think for me the most important thing is to feel competitive, to feel happy, to feel motivated. When I commit into a project, is because I know 100% that I can give everything to that project, on track, off track. There are a lot of things going on. Also, as a driver, on the marketing side, on the testing, on everything, simulator work. So if I commit to the future, I need to be sure that I want to commit 100% of my time and everything. So yeah, let's see. First of all, if I want to commit for the future, if I do so, my first priority will be this team because they gave me the opportunity last year. I feel confident. We had a tremendous 2023, but yeah, let's see. I'm very open.
We saw how much driving you did over the winter. Do you feel that you still want to be driving in Formula One for the foreseeable future?
Formula One is brutal in terms of commitment. You have to give up the rest of your life, basically. You need to commit to Formula One, and you know that for the next year or the next 2 years or whatever you commit, that's it. That's Formula One. All your life is Formula One, and you have that month in winter that maybe you do other things or you see family or friends or whatever. The rest is just Formula One. So it's a big commitment, and after 21 years or 22 of my life, it's going to be one day that I don't feel ready to keep committing that way. So let's see. I'm very open to whatever the future brings. I feel good now, and yeah, when the day comes, if I feel that I have a few more years in me, I will commit to those years fully, 100%.
So looking at the season then, do you think that the team could take that extra step this year and kind of take you closer to fighting for podiums more regularly and maybe even that win?
I hope so. I think it's going to be very, very tight field and very expensive this time to make a difference. I think we have McLaren, we have Ferrari, we have Red Bull and Mercedes, which within 2 or 3 tenths you can be fighting for the podium or out of the top 10. So I think to be into that fight is going to be very demanding for any team, including us. But yeah, we want to be regular in the points. We want to be fighting for podiums as we did last year with 8 podiums. And I would love to have the first win for Aston Martin, the first win in green. It will be special, and I hope I can be behind that wheel.